Hello guys, what is up and welcome to another Java programming video. Today we're going to be talking about four of the more complex data types in Java called ArrayList, LinkedList, HashMap, and HashSet. Okay, so I think we should just begin and dive right into the video. So first of all, the array list is quite different from the Java standard array. So the biggest difference is that the array list has a flexible size, meaning that its size can change depending on the items that you put into it, right? In a standard Java list, you'll need to declare the size. For example, if I have a standard array of size 3, then I can only put 3 items. If I want more or less, I'll have to delete the list and start over. However, in array list, you can add or remove and get items any way you want to and change it up around, right? So first of all, the creation of an array list works by first, of course, importing the ArrayList module as we have done for all of our data types, and then typing the code ArrayList, and then what you want or the item type. So right now we want our item types as strings, and again, this is like all other Java lists or arrays. There can only be one type of item in every single array. So we'll call it cards equals and then new for the new object, string again, and then parentheses. There we go. So that is our array list called cards, right? But we are not done just yet because we have created the array list, but we haven't put anything into it. So this is basically like the framework, but we haven't put any meat into it, right? So let's add some card names. So what we'll do is that we'll do the name of the list, okay, dot add, and then type in the card name. So again, let's go with Honda, and again, we need a string, cars dot add. So let's do Toyota. So again, right now our array list of cars has 2 items, right? And then if we really quickly print this, dot out dot print line, right? So if we really quickly print this, we can find that we get Honda, Toyota, but we can add another item without actually getting an error message. So we'll call BMW, right? So we have just changed the size of an array list, but we still have not gotten an error message, meaning that the array list has a flexible size. So the array list is probably a more convenient way than the arrays, but a standard array will come into use sometimes, though the array list is more commonly used because, again, its size is flexible, right? So let's just really quickly comment this out real quick because we will get onto our next type, which is the linked list. Now, the linked list is a little different than the array list. It is quite similar, but a little different. And it is different because it has a different construction or framework. So the array list, both the lists, both the linked list and the array list is a class collection of the same type. Linked list has all the same functions like add, dot remove, dot get, dot set, dot clear, dot size, that same thing, because they both use the listen interface and they can be used as the same way, though they are again built differently. So the array list class, right, or the array list, object, whatever you want to call it, it basically will change the array every time you add a new item or you delete a new item. So let's say you have an array list of length 2. You add one item, then the array list will delete that old list and replace that with a new array list containing all the new items. However, in a linked list, that's a bit different. A linked list stores every single item in containers. Each container will point to the next and previous container, with the exceptions of the first and last containers, obviously. And to add an item into the list, the item is placed into a new container, and that new container is then linked up with all the other containers. Now you may be asking, how do we know when to use ArrayList or when to use LinkedList? Well, you want to use the ArrayList when you need to access, first of all, random items more frequently, because the ArrayList is much more efficient at giving you items, because it does not need to cut the links between each container. Also, it's good to use ArrayList when you need to add or remove elements at the end of the list, because in the linked list, the items at the end of the list are special, right? They have only one connection to all the other lists. So the ArrayList is best if you want to slice off the end elements. But it's better to use a linked list when you want to loop through the list or create an iteration with it instead of accessing the items themselves, because the linked list has the links, then it will be much faster at looping through the items. And it's also good to use a linked list when you need to frequently add and remove items from the beginning or middle of the list, because it's best and it is the most efficient to delete and connect links from the beginning or the middle of a linked list, right? You also have a few linked list methods, such as add first, which adds an item to the beginning of the list, add last, remove first, remove last, get first, and get last, all that good stuff, right? So to create a linked list, all you need to do is to type in linked list, okay, and then item. So we'll do string cards equals new linked list, and then same thing again, string parentheses semicolon, right? So this creates a linked list object instead of an array list object. Everything else is the same. Then we can just do the same thing that we did, cards.add. And again, the linked list is also flexible in size. So there we go. Let's just Toyota. There we go. So now if we do a quick print function on this, system.out.print line, right? So if we do a quick print function on this, on the Toyota, perfect. All right. So that is the linked list. So I think we should move on to the next type, which is called the hash map, right? A hash map is basically a sort of more complex dictionary. It is created with a index number, int, and it stores items in key value pairs, right? So, for example, we'll have a hash map, and we can have a string as the key and another string as the value. It's quite like Python did dictionaries, where you have a key, then colon, then value, right? It's sort of simple. The creation is actually quite like all the other things that we studied. So first of all, we'll type in hash map. This time, yeah, a hash map. Hash. There we go. And then we can go with string again, because why not? But remember, I talked about the key value, so we'll need two strings, string and string, and then we can name this car types. Right? And then equals, of course, new. This is all very basic now. Hash map string. Okay, I actually should make this a tiny bit bigger. There we go. All right. So there we go. We have our hash map created. Now all we need to do is to put items in the hash map. So we use the function .put instead of .add for the hash map. And the syntax here is name, so card types dot put, and in parentheses you type in the key and the value. So we'll go with sports car, sport car, and then we need a comma. The comma to define that we are giving the value now, and we'll call the value b BMW because BMW makes good sports cars. We can also do car types dot put. Oop, that's my autofill right there. Yeah, we really do need to get rid of this autofill. There we go. Car types dot put SUV. Jeep is not even an SUV, but really, like, do I care at this point? So now we have two pairs of key value. In the hash map, we can put more, of course, but just as a test, we can print that. And what is this? Okay, yeah, we need a colon. See, because I was doing Python and I just kind of forgot about the colon altogether. There we go. So we get print sport, which is the key, equals BMW. So like key value, right? Pretty simple. Of course, we can add even more. So card types dot put and then we can do, I don't know, like, let's do truck, and then we'll go with Mac because Mac makes good trucks. And then if we run that, now we get sport, BMW, SUV, Jeep, and truck is Mac. So there you have it. That is a hash map. So of course you can also do other things within hash map. I actually shouldn't have done that. I should have shown a bit more of what to do with the hash map, right? So we have the dot put function down. Now all we need to do is to do there's something called get function. So what we need to do is that we need to do card types dot get and then type in the key, right? So we'll do sport. And the output should be BMW. No, we have to, yeah, we have to. Print line. I think that should work. There you go. So the key right here is sport, right? And then it will output BMW. If we do SUV, it will output Jeep. And if we do truck, it will output Mac. That's pretty simple. Next, we have the dot remove function. So if we are to do card type dot remove and then the key, so we'll do truck. And then if we try to then get the truck ID, it will give you a error message. Null, which means that, well, this isn't an error message, but it just means that it's not there. There is nothing in this hash map called or has the ID of truck. So you type, so it gives you a null, right? If we do some random letters here, so if we do like the name of my channel, Coding Kid, again null because the ID Coding Kid is not in card types. So next we can go with the function dot clear. So this is just basically to remove all items. So I think that's pretty simple. Dot clear, and then there we go. We just, after this code is run, we will clear we will clear card types, and then if we try to print that, we get nothing because there is nothing inside of the array. The hash map. The hash map is created, meaning that there's these brackets, but there's nothing in those hash maps. And then to find out the size, we just do dot size. Again, very simple. So I know the size should be, I believe, 3. Yep, there we go, 3. So, yep, that is a hash map. And now let's go to our last data type, which is called a HashSet. So a HashSet, it's quite like the ArrayList, But here every single item is unique, right? So we create the hash set by doing HashSet, and then again type. So we'll do string cars equals new hash set, and then of course string. And there we go, and then parentheses. All right. So we have that created now. I am going to copy this because the creation of items inside of a hash set is the same. We do name dot add and then everything you want to add, right? However, okay, so I just do really quickly print this out really quick. And again, I said every item in the hash set has to be unique. Right now, every single item is unique. That's why it prints out the full hash set. However, if we have two Toyotas, right, then it will only show one. It will not show two. If we, again, it will just show one Toyota. If we do an extra BMW, it will show the same thing, only one BMW, right? To find if an item exists in a hash set, you'll need to do cars dot contains and then the item. So let's do Honda. There we go, and that's true. So it does contain Honda, but if we search up coding kit, we'll get false because coding kit is not inside of the cars hash set, right? So that's pretty simple. To remove, it's the same thing. Cars dot remove. To clear, cars dot clear. Size, cars dot size. Again, that's pretty simple, right? So, yeah, that should wrap up today's video. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I will post the code in the description. However, the code will be without the comments, so just make sure to comment if you want to test each and every single one of them out. Actually, I think I'll do is that I'll do cards. No, okay, it's just a warning. If you want to test all of them by yourself, you'll need to just delete or comment comment out some parts, or else there will be a error message. Right, so here is our code. I will put this in the comment section and I'll pin it so that everyone can see it. And again, this is not commented, meaning that if you want to test out one section, you need to comment it, or you need to comment every other section to test one section. All right. So yeah. Thank you for watching to today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below, subscribe, ask what I want, ask, you can always do anything in the comments, ask what you want, tell me what I should do for my next video. I'm thinking of doing iterators with ArrayLists in Java next video, or I might do some regular expressions, which is a function to match different words and strings. We can go over threads later, or lambda expressions. Lambda expressions really make the whole thing easier. Threads, it makes the code run faster and with more efficiency. And real quick, threads are used in video games because threads allow basically a computer to be running multiple things at once. So, for example, in a video game, your character has to jump and move at the same time, or jump and fire. I don't know, jump and fire a gun at the same time. So that's where the threads come in. Two things I have to do, and of course, there's other things that in the background the computer has to do. But anyway, hope you enjoyed. Again, leave a like down below, subscribe, and have